Hanley from On the Line with. We're back for another episode of Car Chats tonight, this one being episode 98 with Lizzy Brodie, who's founder of the Hustlers Brunch, and we'll get a little more information about what that is. We had another episode earlier with Prophecy the MC for episode 97. If you missed that, be sure to check it out. It's on my profile now. Shout out to our sponsor, Diamonds Rising. Go check their merch out if you haven't already. Cop something nice for the fall. And yeah, hope everybody's having a great night. Hey.
What up?
How's it going?
It's going. How you doing?
I'm alright. Good to meet you. Well,
good to meet you.
Kind of.
Well, good to see your face. Yes, good to see your face. Yeah. Talk to you officially.
So I was just letting everybody know that you're owner and founder, right?
Yes.
Of Hustlers Brunch. Okay, so I wasn't completely sure, so I was like, I hope that if there is another owner or founder, they're not like, what the fuck?
Nope, it's me. I'm the one. I'm her.
So you want to introduce yourself to everybody and let them know a little bit of what it is?
Sure. So my name is Lizzy Brodie. I'm based out of Denver, Colorado. I'm born and raised in Brattleboro, Vermont. So that's actually how I tapped in with On the Line. But here in Denver, I've really become an entrepreneur. I've done a lot of things from the ground up, really worked under a lot of mentors. So I got to a point where I was like, I wanted to create a space for people like me where we can come and network and share resources and talk with each other, because the conversation is like different when you're chasing your dreams, like for real. So I started the Hustlers Brunch in 2018, and yeah, it's been really great. It's been really successful. I started featuring a live panel, so I bring on people within my network, friends that I know, business owners, to share their stories and inspire the attendees, and yeah, just do it like that. It's been great.
And how long's this been? When was this founded?
So,
how long ago was it founded?
2018.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say 2018, but I didn't want to misquote myself. But,
no, you're good. Yeah.
And
so it's going good.
You started in 2018, and from what I said, you had a background where you were struggling yourself, and this is something that kind of brought you to where you are now in life, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So like when I moved to Colorado in 2009, I left Vermont because I was like, honestly, just like getting in a lot of trouble. I had, I was really like a whole full-on hooligan, and I was doing too much. I think there's just like not a lot of outlets for young people, like when you're in your early 20s in that area. So, I didn't have like a drive to go to college. I didn't have I didn't have ambitions for my life. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just worried about whatever was right in front of me. So, I got in a lot of trouble, but then it got to a point where I was like, all right, I gotta get out of here. So I followed my older brothers out to Colorado. And as I started to kind of like immerse myself in the scene here, I started to get involved with like the local like hip hop community, the clubs, the events and stuff. And then I just started working with people and networking and building my own brand. And then that just built for, from like 2012 to current to now. But like, in 2018, like I had like sat on the idea of the Hustlers Brunch for like a year before I did anything with it, because I was unsure how people would connect with it. But I just realized that like, this space is needed, because there's people like me who don't have formal training on like marketing and event production and promo and communications. And I just really jumped into all of that and was able to learn under mentors and then start doing things on my own, which I think kind of gives somebody a niche when you learn from experience as opposed to going to like a school for certain things. I mean, I don't know. I never went to school, but I mean, I've done well. So, but I just, I just wasn't sure if people would connect with it. And I just was like, no, there's people like me who aren't sure what they're meant to do or feel passionate about something. They're not sure what their next steps are. They need a space where they can go to feel inspired and motivated. And, you know, that was just important for me to provide it. And now that the brand has grown, it's just, you know, it's becoming, you know, such a positive, impactful event that it just feeds me, and it's like an ongoing circle of inspiration. It's amazing. Yeah.
You brought it across to multiple cities in the U.S., right?
Not yet. So I'm hosting the first one in Brattleboro, Vermont this Sunday, which is my hometown. So it's very like full circle for me to, you know, leave my hometown in such a, you know, like unsure state. Like when I left, it was like, I was just like, fuck it. I'm leaving. I need a new life, whatever. And to be gone all these years and build all these things for myself and everything, and then be able to bring it back and share with my community back home, you know, what I love to talk about, how I like to inspire people, how the community can inspire each other. Because my panel for this brunch back home is all local people, you know, who live in the area. So yeah, so I'm very excited, but I am in talks with, you know, people in my network, business partners to, you know, host a Hustlers Brunch in Miami, host a Hustlers Brunch in LA. So 2024 is like, you know, we're already working on it. So it's exciting because this has like always been what I've wanted for it, you know, is to be something that moves around and grows. So to just kind of like feel it all coming to fruition is like amazing, you know, because literally all it takes is one idea. Like shit, car chats, all it takes is one idea. You know what I mean? Like you can be told no or fail at something a million times. All it takes is one time to be right and be successful. And so that's how I feel about the Hustlers Brunch. And you know, it's a mindset that you can really apply to anything when you just really believe in what you're doing and providing value.
And with the one that's happening in Brattleboro in Vermont, like that, the Hustlers Brunch, is it aimed towards like the music industry or just entrepreneurship? Well,
I
they're
mean,
kind of one. They're hand in
all,
hand, kind of, but
yeah.
like.
I mean, they're always aimed towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but the way that I curate the panel conversations is that anybody in any genre and any hustle can come to these brunches and these events and get inspired. So like I do that on purpose. Like sure, we tap into like the niches of what these people do specifically, but it's really like a lot about mindset, you know, daily routines, self-care, balance, like how you can really be successful. Because it's not as simple as like, oh, I went to school for this and now I'm great. No, it takes so much personal work to be great and successful at something that you're truly, truly passionate about. So yeah, you know, and I did last summer, I did a music journalism and media brunch. That was really, 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 really good. And that was really music industry based. We had a great turnout for that. But again, I did have people attending that were in total different realms, like career fields. And they were like, oh, okay, like this is dope. And they've been tapped in ever since, you know. So I really do it on purpose because I want everybody to feel inspired when they come.
And how's the response for the Hustler Brunch coming up? How, like, is there a lot of, are you RSVPing people, or
Yeah,
how's it work?
we have less than 10 tickets available. So it's almost sold out. So I mean, this is what I wanted. You know, I've been doing a lot of, you know, networking from Denver. You know, it's hard because I'm not there. I can't like show face and do what I do in Denver.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've been reaching out and like finding the entrepreneur communities, finding like the hustlers, the business owners, and just like tapping in with them and letting them know like, hey, come and showcase, bring your business cards, come and network. You know, like it's so important that you know, like networking events are like, you got to do them, you know, like even as an artist, like a piece of advice I give to artists is like, you can be dope as fuck, but if you are not showing face, how are people going to connect with you? You know what I mean? Like for me as a consumer of hip hop, like, or music in general, I want to feel like, sorry.
You want to feel like that.
Yeah. You're okay. Okay, baby. It's okay. I know. Hold on. Sorry. My cat is like a psycho and she just scratched my daughter. Okay. You're good, baby. Go have your lollipop. Okay. I'm almost done. So basically, you know, it's like so important that people can connect with you. Like they need to see your face. They need to be able to shake hands with you and feel like you appreciate them and you want to, you know, because I've worked with artists who are, because I've done a lot of that too. So I do a lot of consulting, artist consulting, branding consulting, marketing consulting. And like one of the biggest things is like, you know, some people are not good at being like that, being able to network, being and like sell yourself to every person you meet. But that's
they
like,
have a hard time branding themselves.
Yeah, and like you can be super dope, but like that's a huge part of it. So if like you're not great at that, figure out how to be great at that too, because it's like there's a lot of little pieces to the puzzle. You got to know how to like combine them and make it work.
Absolutely.
You know? So,
And so have you ever thought of like, because there's a lot of artists who would probably be interested in something like this, like music in general, but hip hop for sake of speaking on Card Chats, but like they might feel intimidated to come to like a panel like this because they feel like it's more based on like small businesses trying to understand like the foundation of things. Do you think like making like a music specific one might be something you do in the future?
absolutely. I would, yeah, I would always be down to do it. Like the one thing with the brunch is like there's never ending career paths that we can feature, that we can talk about, that we can you know, like hone in on, you know. So, you know, doing a featured panel of artists who are super successful that other artists can come and learn from is huge. Like the last brunch I did, I had here in Denver, it was the Higher Power edition. The Higher Power Entertainment are three guys. They own one of the best, most poppin' nightclubs here in Denver, but it's Kevin Kane, Squizzy Taylor, and Cook. Now, DJ Squizzy Taylor, he's like, you know, one of the greatest DJs out of the city. So the conversation that attaches to how artists can be, you know, get their music to DJs, get their music in the clubs, things like that, are totally hand in hand, because the you know, the DJs are a huge piece of it too. Like as an artist, you got to fuck with the DJs got to fuck with you. So like, you know, there's like always opportunity at the brunches to learn something, because the hustle, the hustle is like, you know, it's like what we do. It doesn't matter what we're doing.
It's universal.
It's universal. Absolutely. You know?
Right. So how long has this Vermont edition been in the works? How long have you been planning this one for?
I think I thought of it in like February of this year, and then I kind of started hunting around and like looking for, you know, venues. And there's really, you know, there's not a lot in Brattleboro. There's not a ton to work with, but you know, it kind of, I kind of circled back to the venue that we're hosting it at, which is the Collective Lounge. It's on Elliott Street. And now, back in the day, this used to be called Metropolis, and this was like our nightclub. And I used to live down the street, so I used to be all up in this spot, partying my ass off, like lit, 2 lit, 3 lit, 4 lit, and it's just so funny, and like again, full circle.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's full circle.
Yeah. You know, like, so now it's like, it's not like a nightclub anymore, but they do tons of really, really dope stuff. They're a great little lounge. It's awesome. You know, their capacity is like 50 people, I think. But like the fact that I can come back and host it there, it just felt right to me. I'm like, this is just exactly what I need to do. And once, you know, I had a phone meeting with the owners, they were like, they loved the idea. And it was just kind of on and popping from there. So
it sounds like, with like the capacity size, it's more of like a pretty up close and like intimate, like
yeah, this one will be, but I wasn't like, sure like what to expect. So my brunches in Denver have been like, you know, like 75 to 100 people. I think about 100 is the most that I've had at a brunch, which is really, really great because the first brunch was only 20 people. So to watch it steadily grow. But for this one back home, you know, I wasn't really too pressed on having the biggest space. I just wanted it to be right and feel right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to having a room. You know, a lot of my family is actually going to be there, and it's just going to be really cool to like showcase what I'm passionate about with like my family, some people I know, some people I don't know, like some people that, you know, I've been reaching out, you know, the local paper has been covering the event. So yeah, it's just exciting. It's gonna be special for sure.
It sounds like something beneficial to like anybody who's trying to like be an
Anybody.
entrepreneur in any
Anybody.
walks of life, whether it's music or just small business branding,
Exactly.
things like that.
100%.
So have you? I know I brought it up in our first conversation, like when we first connected about bringing one like across the border. What have you already had that idea in the past, or?
Yeah, I mean, when I started the Hustlers Brunch, you know, kind of like my first thought was, I'm like, oh wow, like what, like this would be really dope if it was like a tour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not necessarily at that level yet where it's just a tour, but I do see it being that. And I think starting in other cities, you know, my networks are across the country. You know, I have people in Atlanta, I have people in Houston,
Yeah.
I have people in LA, Miami. So, you know, I see it happening. I see it happening the right way. I see it happening organically, and I don't put pressure on things. I like to let them build naturally. You know, and just to put this out there, I did trademark the Hustlers Brunch in 2021, so I own this brand.
Yeah.
Nobody can take it from me. Nobody can, you know, steal the name, and that's also a huge important piece of it, or of any brand, any building, is to make sure you've got your legalities in check. You know what I mean? Because it's very easy to have a dope idea, but you know, somebody might see it, try and take it, or have like the idea too. But you know, just you know, like it makes me feel confident to talk about it and what my future plans are, because I know nobody can take it from me. You know.
And with after the Vermont edition, do you have anything planned afterwards? For, like you
Yeah.
said, the Miami stuff was happening,
Yeah.
or in talk. Do you have it? Is it already set in stone, or are you still talking around it?
Not yet. So those are still in the works, more for like 2024. But I did just announce today the next Hustlers Brunch that I'm doing in Denver is going to be in a few weeks in September. And it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be an intimate conversation with myself and my homegirl, Danny Baby, who's a huge inspiration in her community. So we're just going to kind of have like some real, we're almost gonna like interview each other in a sense, but you know, she grew up in like a cult background, which is like crazy. Like when I even hear about like her stories, I'm like, what? That's nuts. Because like I only watch like documentaries about this shit. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's crazy as hell. But and then, you know, for me personally, like, you know, while I was living in Vermont, I faced felony charges. I was dealt with house raids. You know, so my life was very, very different, and I have not ever really spoken in detail about a lot of that. Like I've talked about it, but not a lot. Only a few people really know like exactly what was going on. So I want to take this opportunity to kind of just like share my whole journey and share the real parts that, you know, the switches in my life that was like, I gotta change. Life has to change. You know, these are the pivotal moments in my life. And so, you know,
Transparency is important.
Exactly.
And that,
so,
like, the on the line with like Handle comes from like the original podcast.
Okay.
And, like, those interviews consist of like some of the like craziest stories compared to like Hard Chats, where it's mostly about music and like small businesses. stuff.
Yeah.
But on the line with like interviews, it was like focused on the arts and like mental health and like
Yeah.
all that. It's crazy. It's craziest
I mean,
stories I've heard. So you might have to
yeah.
come over onto that platform too.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to. I mean, it's important to talk about it, you know, and so
Yeah.
for a long time, I mean, all these years, like I have felt a lot of shame around it, around my past. But, you know, I've started to realize, you know, like that part of my life made me who I am today. And like
Yeah.
there was a hustle in me that I didn't recognize, that I didn't know that I had until I applied it to this whole other, you know, like this whole other part of life, you know. So,
Yeah.
you know, the goal is really, you know, to be able to share my story and inspire somebody else, you know,
Yeah.
because I think that it's important. Everybody does, you know, like, nope, you never know who you can inspire by just sharing your story. Like your story
Yeah.
could feel irrelevant or small to you, but to somebody else, they might look at you and be like, damn, that's what I needed to hear today. And tomorrow I'm finna wake up and go get it. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, you know, like
Yeah,
I'm just a regular girl from Vermont, but I've been through some shit and I have a story to tell. So I'm really looking forward to that one. It's going to be a little different, a little more personal, but I'm looking forward to just kind of like sharing, you know, my full journey. And I think it'll be really dope. So
Definitely. So just I wanted to have you on so the people that I do know in Vermont that I've been tapped in with the hip hop scene there for like the last like 6 months. It's been
awesome.
nonstop like Vermont things. It's just crazy.
That's
so
cool.
I just wanted to do this because I knew the event was coming up soon. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to post something regarding it to like all the groups and things like that. So before we do, who keeps trying to join this? What the hell? Hold on. I don't understand people. It's like I never have two people on one interview. What is going on? But I mean, I guess it means I'm doing something right. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
okay.
You know?
You are in demand.
So for the people that watch this in Vermont that are interested in the Hustlers Brunch that's happening on Sunday, do they just reach out to you directly to see if there's any spots open? Or
yeah, you can reach out to me directly at Lizzy Brodie, LIZZYBRODIE, at the Hustlers Brunch, thehustlersbrunch.com. Just, you know, if you have questions, hit me up. You can Google it and you'll find the ticket links. There's less than 10 tickets left. So if you are interested, you want to come network, you want to network with me, get some. Then, you know, hit me up and I got
hype. She is hyped for that.
Yeah, she's ready. She's ready.
Definitely. But no, I'm glad that we can have you on for a quick introduction. But we'll keep connecting behind the scenes too to try and figure something out to bring it across over on this side. I've got plenty of people out here. I've got plenty of people out here that would be interested in something like this.
Awesome.
Like I'm right in the capital of Canada, so like I mean.
No.
There's plenty of avenues.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So again, everyone, episode 98 of Car Chats. I'm your man Hanley. Lizzy Brodie from the Hustlers Brunch. She's in Brattleboro, Vermont this weekend on Sunday. 10 tickets or less than 10 tickets, something like that. Make sure you tap in if you're interested in trying to go network with some other entrepreneurs. And yeah, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you
we'll have you on again soon. Definitely.
Thank you.
Take care and good luck. And let me know how it goes.
I will. We'll talk soon.
All right.
All right.
Take care.